What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the Gap Tooth Bastard. Alright, man. Some people gonna get angry at this. I guess maybe if Jay Electronica has some bots like these Griselda lames, then you know what? Come at me, bro. Jay Electronica. I gotta be honest with you, man. I never liked this dude's music. I thought he was trash. I still think he's pretty trash, all things considered. And I'll tell you why, because you want to know why, which is why you clicked. So here it is. I think that Jay Electronica is a bad sign for the game. I remember when he came out in like 2008 or something like that. And, he got overhyped and overrated, and people said he was the return of great rap and all this nonsense, right? Because, again, hey, I've been through all this shit. That's why I have no problem shitting on Kendrick Lamar and Griselda and these lames. I've seen this savior shit a gazillion times. I'm used to whack niggas coming out the gate, and I notice the same things they always have in common. They're usually pretty mediocre, but more importantly, they run on the savior gimmick and they have cosigns, and that's why you listen to them. They're cosigned by somebody, they're cosigned into existence. So it's follow type shit. It's the same old story, and I'm over it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you were really nice, you don't need a cosign. That's facts. What the fuck was ASAP Rocky's cosign really? He came out of nowhere. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? What was Nas's cosign? Yeah, okay, you could say maybe Large Professor or whatever, but that's not even really the deal. Rakim didn't tell you, oh, you gotta go listen to Nas. Coogee Rap wasn't like, you gotta go listen to Nas. Nas just came out. You're supposed to just come out. That's what a great rapper is. Your music speaks for itself. You can't tell me, oh, that do you listen to this guy because I listen to this guy, therefore he's nice. I'm a respected rapper, listen to me. Fuck out of here. That's trash. That's how you know trash niggas is out. Anyway, Jay Electronica, to me, he's a gimmick. He's a savior gimmick, Hotep nigga. The only reason you've heard of him is because he fucked Erica Badu and Jay Z's his friend. It's the same old lame shit. It's basically the underground version of some mainstream cosign cornball shit, and I don't have time for it. Now I got notes as usual because I stay with the notes. I don't just talk. I think about this shit. So I'm gonna tell you, what I thought. Um, hmm. Your boy Jay Electronica to me he has some things that are not too bad. I think he tries to be writerly, obviously. He's trying to be that guy that's sort of like respected for his pen and stuff like that, even though his pen isn't really that great. But I will say that his pen is a little bit above average. And when I say a little bit, I really mean a little bit. So to me, an average pen is like Mike Geronimo, right? Everyone who's familiar with Mike Geronimo from Queens, the rapper, his pen was average. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. It was average. You listen to Masters IC, Shit's Real, Unstoppable, average pen. Like literally a C. I would give that shit a C. Maybe a C plus, but at best. Jay Electronica is like a C plus, B minus type of rapper. He ain't saying anything that makes you go, damn. He's not. Okay? His bars aren't even memorable because he has no real bars. He just says, I was on the corner of Messerol and whatever. And then I went to the train station. And then I saw Buddha. And when I saw Buddha, he said, you should go to Nepal. And then when I went to Nepal, there was a guy there that said the South is jacking our slang or whatever. Like, it's sort of rambly, not really saying a whole lot. And because he crams too many words into his bars, it seems writerly, but ultimately, it actually doesn't have the poetic weight that it really could have. Because again, when you're writing poetry, poetry is about being smart, about your word choices and what you say, right? The best rappers don't need to cram a gazillion things into one line. They just, they say one thing. I never sleep, because sleep is the cousin of death. Simple. You ain't got to cram a gazillion things in there. That's poetry. You know what I mean? I think Jay Electronica is a Killah Priest clone, basically, on some level. And Killah Priest is not that nice either. So I look at Jay Electronica as just being sort of a Killah Priest that has the right look, cosigns, and not about it. The fact that he's never dropped an album, after all this time is actually pretty funny to me, and shows you just how mediocre the dude is. Because really, if he was an MC worth his salt, he would have released material by now. Why would he not have? It doesn't make any sense. That's just a dude who honestly is chasing the gimmick. He probably isn't even that serious about this rap shit. Honestly, if he really was, he would have dropped like 2 or 3 albums by now. Like, and if he hasn't, that tells you all you need to know, honestly. And it makes his fans look bad, because I remember his fans being on some like, yo, if you don't like Jay Electronica, you don't know hip hop. That same casuals. A lot of the people I remember that love Jay Electronica probably don't even listen to hip hop anymore. I've been there, man. You can't fool me. I'm too old for this shit, in a lot of ways. So yeah, I think this dude, I'm looking at my notes here. I think this dude is a, Killah Priest wannabe. His rhymes are a little bit better than average, a tiny bit better than average, but because they're not that great and they're not standout to begin with, they have this vague spiritualism thing going on, but they're not really like all that intellectual. And because Jay Electronica's, energy, his vocal energy is pretty boring and dull, so his music is dull. And then of course the beats are dull. So, he just makes dull music. I don't think there's any song of his that stands up. I think he has songs that are like sort of listenable as background music, like Exhibit A and Exhibit C, but these are not songs that you're gonna be like, damn, I can't wait to hear that joint. Even in Exhibit C, the best shit he said in Exhibit C was, you can call me Jay Elec-Hanukkah, Jay Elec-Yamaka, Jay Elec Salam Alaikum, whatever. That was the hottest part of that whole song. Let's be honest. So, and whatever, sleeping on a train or some shit. Y'all gonna hate this, man. I'm sorry, but I'm just not impressed by these niggas, man. You guys are easily impressed, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I just did a video on Ghostface. I'm impressed by Ghostface. I grew up in an era where people really had to come with it, man. Like now people just, they co-sign their way, they get this industry relationship, and they drop some mediocre shit and sell this savior gimmick. I'm just tired of it all, man. Like I listen to dudes just really coming out with some hot shit. ASAP Rocky, Playboy Cardi, Drake, Lil B. These guys are not lyrical. They're not saying anything profound. But you know what? They do make some kind of profound music to a certain degree. They at least try to be different. They speak for themselves. They don't rely on people to tell you they're hot. They just make hot shit. And then you copy them. That's what I like. I listen to dudes. I like leaders, not followers. So that's that. What else can I say about this dude? Um, I'll end it up with the fact that I do think that Kendrick, it's interesting because Kendrick and Jay Electronica had this beef. Um, Jay Electronica is lyrically superior to Kendrick. I think that is without question. But, and I think even the fact that Jay Electronica murdered him to me in those little 2 bars is like, he got 12, he got 11 Grammys or some shit. And he's like, yo, my grandma died, sweeping floors, and now you got niggas running around begging for awards. That to me is ether. I'm sorry, because that is exactly what Kendrick's whole thing is. Kendrick is literally running around here begging for awards, begging for critical praise. Like you can see it in his fans, you can see it in his whole marketing. He is literally begging white people for awards. So I can't respect that on any level. But Electronica is right. I think Jay pen-wise is, of that era, even though this is not really his era, but of the last, let's say, 10 to 12 years or something. Yeah, Jay Electronica has a better pen than most, but he still ain't saying a whole lot. And ironically, even though I can't stand Kendrick's music for the most part, I think Kendrick has made better music than Jay Electronica. Kendrick's got better beats. Vocally, they're both pretty whack. I don't know. They're both kind of whack vocally. I couldn't pick, but I guess Kendrick just has better beats, so I'll give it to Kendrick. Yeah, man. This idea that Jay Electronica is gonna come through and he's gonna come out and it's gonna be a Jay-Z album, him and Jay. That's corny to me, but that shows you just who he makes stuff for. It's a cosign driven cornball gimmick. This is your debut album and you need Jay on it, really? Corny. I remember when you came out, you just came out. No guest appearances. My first album, I had no guest appearances. That'll come. I'm crowned the best lyricist or some shit. You know. Again, ASAP Rocky. Who did he have on his album? Schoolboy Q. Nobody knew who Schoolboy Q was. He didn't even need Schoolboy Q on that shit. Really. ASAP Rocky came out with him and his dudes. Period. It was fam. And he became that guy. He didn't ask for, oh, Drake, can you help me out with a verse? Oh, whatever, Jay Z, Nas, can I get a verse on my mixtape, please? No, he just came out. You're supposed to do that. So if you can't come out on your own, you're not cool enough, you're not ill enough. Period. And Jay Electronica has been stringing y'all enough, I'm sorry, along with this gimmick, this Hotep ass gimmick for a long time. And, being involved with the Rothsteins and the Rothschilds or whatever. So, yeah, not a fan, man. If y'all are fans, feel free to recommend a comment or a song or whatever. But I've heard a lot of them. I don't just shit on people that I don't know. Like I've listened to a lot of people's music, especially these overhyped guys. I really do sit there and go, like, damn, like what is it that people really like about this person? And I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. And when I don't hear it, I go in on them. It is what it is. Peace.